That Tuesday morning started like any other. The alarm went off at 6:30. I took a shower, made coffee, put on my suit, and thought to myself, today will be an ordinary day. I'll go to the office, have some meetings, come back home in the evening, wake up the next day and do it all over again. The same routine, nothing different. I was 38, an accountant working for a big firm downtown in a 12-story building. My office was on the 9th floor, and every day followed the same pattern. Arrive at 8, turn on the computer, check emails, sip coffee, start working. That morning I got in my car at 7:45. The traffic was heavy, but it always was. I listened to the radio. Weather, politics, sports, the usual. I remember thinking maybe I should go somewhere that weekend, maybe the beach, just to rest. I was tired, the job was stressful, and I needed a break. I reached the office at 8:10, a bit late, but nothing serious. I took the elevator up to the 9th floor, walked into my small office, one desk, one computer, a window overlooking the city, and I sat down, turned on the computer, and got to work. At 10:30, there was a department meeting in the conference room, 2 floors down. It was one of those routine, boring meetings, but I had to go. I left my office, took the elevator down to the 7th floor, and stepped inside the room. 8 people were already there, laptops open, cups of coffee everywhere. I sat in the back by the window. The boss started talking, numbers, targets, strategies, and I listened, half focused, half gazing out the window. It was a sunny day, blue sky, white clouds, and I remember thinking, I wish I were outside, not trapped in this office. And then, at exactly 10:47, everything changed. In one single second, my life turned into hell, and I came face to face with death. Nothing was ever the same again. The first thing I felt was the trembling. Faint at first, like a heavy truck passing beside the building. Everyone stopped talking. The room went silent. The boss said, "What was that?" And then the shaking got stronger. The tables rattled, coffee spilled, and someone shouted, "Earthquake!" We all jumped to our feet, but then a violent jolt hit. The ground shifted, the walls cracked, and a deafening noise filled the room. Glass breaking, metal twisting, people screaming. I fell to the floor. I couldn't stay upright. The ground was moving so hard I couldn't hold on to anything. I tried to grab the table, but it was sliding too, and people around me were falling, shouting, crying. A huge crack ran across the ceiling, and dust started falling, white plaster dust everywhere, and I began coughing. The shaking wouldn't stop. It felt endless, maybe 10 seconds, maybe 20, but it felt like forever. I thought, this is it. This is where I die, in an office building, in an earthquake, at 38 years old. Then came the most terrifying sound, a deep cracking noise, louder than anything, and the whole building swayed. It tilted right, then left, and someone screamed, "The building's collapsing!" And when I heard that, I knew. We were dying. All of us. I tried to run, to get to the door, but the floor gave way. It literally broke beneath me. I fell into nothingness. Everything slowed down. As I fell, time stretched. People were falling, furniture was falling, walls were breaking apart. I fell 1 floor, maybe 2, I'm not sure. My back hit something metal, the pain shot through me, and then something heavy landed on me, crushing me. I couldn't breathe. The world went dark. Thick dust filled the air. I couldn't see, couldn't breathe. I heard screams, people calling for help, then silence. Complete silence. The earthquake had stopped. I was lying there, frozen, unable to move for several seconds, in shock. Then I tried to breathe again. The air was full of dust. I coughed, choking, gasping. I tried moving my hands. My right hand moved, my left didn't. It was trapped under something. My legs, I couldn't move them either. Something heavy was on top of me, pressing down. Panic hit me. "I'm trapped," I said out loud. Or tried to, but no sound came, only a raspy breath, my mouth full of dust. I opened my eyes. Total darkness. Nothing. I couldn't see. For a second I thought I had gone blind. I raised my hand in front of my face, but I couldn't see it. Nothing but black, but I could feel my fingers, which meant I wasn't blind. It was just dark. Completely, utterly dark. I don't know how long I stayed like that. Maybe 5 minutes, maybe 30. But eventually my brain started working again. I began to think, to process. I'm under the rubble. I said to myself, I need to get out. I tried to move. My right arm could move a little. I pushed upward, but there was something heavy on me, like concrete. It didn't move. I tried to pull my left arm. It wouldn't budge. It was trapped under something. My legs, too, pinned, crushed, completely still. I took a deep breath, tried to calm down, told myself, don't panic. Think. Make a plan. I started analyzing my body. Right arm free, left arm trapped, both legs pinned, back hurting, head hurting, ribs aching. But I could move my chest. I could breathe. I was alive. Help! I shouted. My voice came out, weak but real. Is anyone there? I yelled again. Nothing. Only silence. I shouted once more, I'm here. Help me. Still no response. And then I thought, maybe everyone's dead. Maybe I'm alone, trapped in the dark, waiting to die. But then I heard something. A sound far away, a groan, someone in pain. Hey! I shouted. Can you hear me? The groaning stopped. Silence for a moment. Then a faint voice answered. Help! A woman's voice. Help me. Where are you? I shouted. She said. I don't know. I can't see. I'm stuck. I said. I'm trapped too, but rescue teams will come. We just have to hold on. She didn't answer. I had no idea what time it was. My watch was on my wrist, but I couldn't see it. It was pitch black. Time was moving slowly, painfully slowly. I wondered what was happening outside. How big was the earthquake? How many buildings had fallen? Did my family know? My mum, my brother? Were they alive? Maybe they were gone too. Maybe the whole city was gone. My phone, I suddenly remembered my phone in my jacket pocket. I reached in with my right hand, pulled it out, and looked at the screen. Light. The screen lit up. The first light I had seen since everything went dark. I looked around with it. Concrete slabs, twisted metal, wires, everything destroyed. A huge block of concrete lay across my legs, crushing them, and I realized there was no way I could lift it. It was too heavy. I checked the phone. No signal. Just bars crossed out. No service. I tried anyway. Dialed 911. Nothing. Call failed. Tried again. Still nothing. The battery was at 47%. Not much. I couldn't waste it on the light. I had to save it. But it was the only light I had. I turned the screen off. The darkness returned. I just lay there. Then the pain started. In my legs, sharp, burning, crushing pain. And in my ribs, stabbing every time I breathed. I thought, maybe I'm bleeding inside. Maybe I'm dying. Slowly. And no one knows. I lost track of time, but I could feel night falling. The darkness grew deeper, and the cold came. That heavy, nighttime cold that sinks into your bones. My body began to shiver, and the pain got worse, sharper, heavier. The cold made it worse. From time to time, I heard sounds, far away, faint sirens, ambulances, fire trucks, and I thought, they're coming. They're searching for us. They'll find us. I shouted, I'm here. My voice cracked. My throat was dry. Help! I screamed again, but no one answered. The sounds faded away, disappeared into the distance. Then I heard the woman's voice again. Are you still there? She asked. Yes, I said. I'm still here. I'm scared, she said. I'm so scared. I'm scared too, I told her. But we have to hold on. They're coming. When? She asked. How many hours has it been? I didn't know. Maybe 4, maybe 6. I don't know, but they'll find us soon, I said. Though I didn't believe my own words, the thirst came next. My mouth was completely dry, my tongue swollen. I imagined water, cold water, pouring into a glass, sliding down my throat. But there was nothing. My mouth had no saliva. Even swallowing hurt. I turned my phone on again. The screen lit up. 42% battery left. Still no signal. I checked the time. 9:35 p.m. It had been 10 hours since the earthquake. 10 hours. Why hadn't they found me yet? Maybe there were too many collapsed buildings, Too many people trapped. Maybe it just wasn't my turn yet. I used the phone's light to look around. There was a small gap, a little pocket of space. Everything else was blocked, but air was coming through. I could breathe. Maybe I was in an air pocket. Maybe I was lucky. The woman stopped talking. I called out to her. "Hey, are you there?" No answer. "Please answer," I said, my voice breaking. A weak moan came back. "It hurts," she said. "It hurts so much." "I know," I told him. "It hurts me too, but we can't fall asleep. We have to stay awake. I'm tired," she whispered. "So tired." "Don't sleep," I said. "Please don't sleep." I was scared she'd drift away and never wake up. She was the only voice in that darkness, the only proof I wasn't already dead. But she didn't answer again. Silence. "Hey!" I shouted. "Don't sleep!" But there was nothing. Panic hit me. I thought she was gone, that she'd died, and I was alone now. Completely alone. The night dragged on endlessly. I started hearing sounds, footsteps, voices. I didn't know if they were real or just in my head. Someone said, "Is anyone here?" And I screamed, "I'm here!" I yelled until my chest burned. "Help!" I shouted again, choking on dust. But no one came. There was no sound, and that's when I realized it was just my mind tricking me. I cried then. That night I cried. The tears came and I thought, I'm going to die here, in this darkness, in this cold, under this rubble, alone. No one would find me. Maybe not for days, maybe weeks, maybe only my body. I knew it was morning because the air was getting warmer. The heat rose slowly. Sweat started dripping down my face, and the thirst became unbearable. My tongue was swollen, my lips were cracked, and swallowing was almost impossible. I turned my phone on again. 28% battery left. Still no signal. The time was 9:15 a.m. 22 hours had passed. I kept wondering why they hadn't found me yet. Did they forget me? Or was the building so destroyed that they couldn't even reach this part? Maybe they weren't searching here at all. The pain in my legs had changed. It wasn't sharp anymore. It was dull, heavy, constant. That scared me, because I knew what it meant. Maybe the blood flow was cut off. Maybe the tissue was dying. If you wait too long, you lose the legs. Gangrene sets in. I tried to move my toes. The right foot moved a little. It hurt, but it moved. The left foot didn't move at all, not even a twitch, and that terrified me. Maybe the left leg was crushed too badly. Maybe they wouldn't be able to save it. Then I heard sounds again, from outside. Machines, metal clanking, digging, engines running. They were clearing debris. Hope came rushing back. Maybe they were close. Maybe they'd find me. I shouted, "I'm here! Help!" I screamed until my throat tore, but my voice was weak, so dry it barely came out. I thought, how will they hear me if I can't even scream? I needed another way, something to make noise. I could use my hand, my right hand. I had to hit something. I turned on the phone's light again and looked around. There was a metal pipe nearby. I reached for it, grabbed it and pulled. It didn't move. It was stuck, but I could use it to hit. I gripped it tight and started striking. Clang, clang, clang. Metal on metal. I hit again. I waited. Silence. Nothing. I hit again, over and over, steady rhythm. Maybe someone would hear. Maybe someone would realize a survivor was here. My arm got tired, muscles burning, but I kept going. 10 minutes, maybe 15. Then I stopped. Listened. Nothing. Just the distant rumble of machinery, too far away. They were working somewhere else, not here. They hadn't reached me yet. By noon, the heat became brutal. The air was thick, suffocating. Sweat poured from my body, and the thirst was killing me. My head was spinning, my vision blurry. I knew what it was. Dehydration. I needed water, desperately. I remembered survival stories, people drinking their own urine to stay alive. I thought about it. Maybe I'd have to, but I couldn't. Not yet. Maybe tomorrow, if I was still here. My phone battery was down to 15%. I turned it off. I told myself I wouldn't turn it on again. I had to save the last bit of power. Maybe I'd need it at the right moment. Then I thought about my family. My mother was probably crying right now, saying, "My son is missing." Maybe she was here, in the disaster zone, walking through the rubble, looking for me. "I'm sorry, Mom," I thought. "I'm alive, but I can't get out. No one can hear me." And my brother, my little brother. I hadn't even left him a message, hadn't told him anything. I wondered what I was leaving behind if I died here. A house, a car, sure, but did I leave love? Did I leave happiness? Did I leave enough memories? And the answer was no, not enough. I should have done more. I should have lived more. The third day was the worst. I no longer knew what time it was. My phone was off and I couldn't tell if it was day or night. There was only darkness, endless darkness. I could feel my body shutting down. My organs were slowing, my heartbeat weaker with each pulse, and I thought, this is it. A few more hours, maybe half a day at most. Even the pain was gone now. I couldn't feel my legs anymore, couldn't feel anything at all, and I knew that was a bad sign. The body was turning off the nerves, preparing for death. Then came the hallucinations. I saw things. My mother was there, sitting beside me. She said, "Michael, you should rest. You look tired." "Mom?" I said. "Are you here?" And she smiled and said, "Yes, baby, I'm here." I tried to reach for her hand, but there was nothing, just air. And then she was gone, disappeared. And I realized it was all in my head. Then I saw a light, bright white, far away, at the end of what looked like a tunnel. I thought, this is it. The light they talk about. The moment before death. I tried walking toward it, slowly, but it never got closer. It stayed distant, unreachable. Then I started hearing sounds, music, children laughing, waves breaking on a shore. I could smell things too, my mother's cooking, fresh grass, the ocean breeze. I felt everything at once, joy, sadness, love, fear, all flooding in together. I tried to cry, but no tears came. There was no water left in me. I had dried up completely. Breathing became harder. Each breath was work, as if the air itself had thinned out, or my lungs had stopped obeying. I thought, these are my last breaths. Maybe 100 left, maybe 50. And then I made a decision. I made peace with death. "Okay," I said aloud. "Okay, I accept it. I'm dying." I closed my eyes and waited for the dark to take me. I thought, at least the pain is gone now. No more thirst, no more fear, just quiet, just peace. I lay there, completely still, barely breathing, thinking maybe if I fall asleep I won't wake up again. Maybe that's the easiest way. My eyes were closing, slowly, heavily. But then I heard something, a sound that didn't belong to my imagination. A voice, sharp, real, shouting, "Did you hear that?" Another voice answered, "Yes, it's coming from here." I thought it was another dream, another trick of my dying brain. But then the voices kept going. "Lift this side." And I heard machinery, metal scraping, something striking the debris, close, very close. And I opened my eyes, and for the first time I thought, maybe this is real. Maybe. I tried to shout, "Help!" but no sound came out. My throat wouldn't work. So I used my hand, grabbed the metal pipe, and hit it. Clank, clank, clank. Weakly, no strength left, but I hit it anyway. The sounds outside stopped. Someone said, "Listen!" I heard something. Another voice shouted, "Where?" And a third one answered, "Over here." I hit the pipe again. Clank, 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 using every bit of strength I had left. Then I heard it. "Someone's alive!" One of them yelled. "Over here! Someone's alive!" And when I heard that, I cried. No tears came out. There was no water left in me, but inside I broke down completely. They'd found me. Help had come. I wasn't going to die. More voices gathered, footsteps, orders being shouted. "Careful," someone said. "The debris is unstable. Lift slowly." The sound of machines filled the air. Heavy equipment, metal scraping, concrete shifting. They were clearing it, piece by piece. I just lay there waiting. I didn't move. Time passed. Maybe half an hour, maybe an hour. And then I saw it. Light. A thin sliver of daylight breaking through a crack above me. It was so bright that it hurt my eyes. After 3 days of darkness, the light burned. "I see him!" someone shouted. I can see his hand! And another voice called, Michael! Can you hear me? I rasped, barely audible. Yes, I'm here. He's alive! The man shouted. He's alive! Keep going! They worked faster, clearing more debris. The crack widened, the light grew stronger, and then I saw a face, a firefighter, wearing a mask. Michael, he said, I'm Captain Rodriguez. We're going to get you out. Hold on a little longer. Water, I whispered. That was all I could say. Water. Rodriguez turned and yelled, Get some water here. Someone handed him a small bottle. He opened it, brought it to my lips, and tilted it gently. A few drops hit my tongue, cold, clean, pure. And those few drops felt like heaven. They were everything. They worked for another hour, carefully removing the debris, lifting the concrete off me with cranes and machines. And finally I was free. My legs were free. We got him! Rodriguez shouted. Hands reached down, many hands, strong but gentle, and they lifted me, placed me on a stretcher and carried me out of the rubble, out of the dark. And then sunlight. Blinding sunlight. I closed my eyes. It hurt, but it was beautiful, because it meant I was alive. I was outside. I was saved. I slowly opened my eyes again, letting them adjust, and I saw the world. Ruins everywhere. Buildings collapsed, people working, trucks, ambulances, firefighters, so much destruction. And I thought, how many are still down there? How many are still waiting, like I was? They loaded me into an ambulance. The doors closed, and a paramedic climbed in, a young woman. Michael, I'm Sarah, she said softly. We're taking you to the hospital. I'm going to start an IV, get some fluids into you. I felt the needle slide into my arm, but after 3 days trapped, it didn't hurt at all. It was nothing. How long? I asked, my voice still hoarse. What? She said. How long was I under? I asked again. Sarah looked at me with sad eyes and said, 72 hours. You were trapped for 3 days. And the others? I asked. The woman. I was talking to someone down there. Sarah hesitated, lowered her eyes and shook her head. We found many people, she said softly. Some alive, some... She didn't finish. She didn't have to. I understood. The woman was gone. The one who talked to me through the dark. She didn't make it. And I did. And I kept asking myself why. Why her? Why not me? I spent 3 weeks in the hospital. My left leg had been badly damaged. They operated, placed a metal rod inside the bone, and started physical therapy. The doctors said, You're lucky. We saved the leg. A few more hours and we would have had to amputate. The dehydration, the kidney damage, the lung infection, all of it was treated. Slowly, my body healed. But my mind didn't. Every night I still have nightmares. I see the dark. I feel trapped. It's been 6 months now, and I'm still in therapy for PTSD. I take medication every day. I can't get into elevators. I can't stand small rooms. I panic in crowds because those 3 days never left me. People ask, how did you survive? And I don't know. Maybe luck, maybe willpower. Maybe I just didn't want to die. 247 people died in that earthquake. I wasn't the 248th. I don't know why, but I'm alive. And that's enough. Every morning I wake up, I breathe, and I'm grateful. Because in that darkness, under that rubble, I saw death. I accepted it. But I didn't die. And now I have a second chance to live. And I won't waste it.